Getting ready and set to go green here at Talladega for round number 10 of the 2023 FBRL Hardee's National Series season. We're here at Talladega Super Speedway for the second play race of the season. Your Daytona winner Nick Breeding on pole position, alongside him Christian Vargas. 54 laps, 1 pit stop needed for fuel. And we are green. Christian Vargas got a good start there as he pulls out in front of the 9 of Nick Breeding here to assume the lead on the outside line. And you can see, similar to last year, the middle and top lines, they're the ones with the most grip, so a lot of the teams and drivers are planning to use a lot of it. So Breeding on the middle inside, alongside the 51s outside. We'll see who leads the first lap here. Looks like it'll be Nick Breeding at the line. So Breeding, your pole sitter, leads. He comes up in front of the 51 of Christian Vargas. And Dylan Poteet on the bottom lane. Now he looks to take the lead from the 9. Side by side here through these first few laps, and they're running about 190 in the draft in this pack of cars here. And Dylan Poteet, the rookie sensation, trying to take the lead from the 9 with help from his Honda quote-unquote teammate Anthony Marchese, the former series champion. Marchese hoping for a better fate than what befell upon him at Daytona earlier in the season. Cody Goforth trying to make some passes here on the bottom here, but here's the problem. He's got no help. And a lot of teams are really timid about trying that bottom lane, although here comes Sanders and Kukulon to try and come and help him out. But he's going to, I think Goforth's going to try and slide up a little bit higher here, as Stuart Gratton is trying to make some passes. We're going to be seeing a lot of that. These guys trying to go to the very far bottom lane to try and slide up and take some spots. And you can see here everyone trying to fan out to get some positions here as Poteet continues to lead at the line. But here's a third lane on the near bottom with Luis Hernandez trying to form up. He's got help from Labo McDermott as most of that middle lane has left. Here comes Hernandez here. He was really quick at Daytona earlier in the season. Had a good run until he got involved in a wreck. And now Poteet trying to block 3 lines here as they're getting real touchy there as Breeding and Marchese side drafting into turns number 3 and 4. Or Hernandez in the Curtis Racing 00 car. He's looks like he's got a car that's got really good straightaway speed. He is holding on despite the lack of help here, as there's a lot of fluctuating in the middle and bottom lanes. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Hernandez on the bottom lane with some momentum. He's got help from James Elson, the 93. And he is trying to inch ahead of the 64 here. Poteet gonna need a good run the outside line to keep the outside spot. We got trouble in the backstretch. Ellison Rain, the 22, is up and over. Rain is around. Heavy damage for the 3 of Cody Lamas. The 41 of Kyle Collins and the 86 of Alexander Rowe. He is stranded on the backstretch with heavy damage. He's going to get towed. Man, a very quick, sudden wreck there. That was out of complete nowhere. As Rain, she flipped over a couple of times, similar to Ellison and Pericles' wrecks last season. But she's driven away, so she seems to be okay. Lamas with heavy front-end damage. I think he must have clipped her. and Rose in pit lane. First caution of the night, and it's Allison Rain who ends up going up and over here. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, Rain. Ooh, she slides up into the 41 and just comes up into him and tumbles over once and twice. And that could have been a very scary wreck for Rain, but fortunately, she seems to be all right. So we'll see how Lamas gets involved in this. We saw he had some heavy damage to the front, but that just happened so quickly. And oh, the 22 of Rain, the rear end as it was flipping over, clipped the front radiator of the 3, the front end, and that must have just knocked something loose because that was a very interesting hit. That knocked the front tires off the ground. That is quite odd, but that has destroyed the 3 of Lamas, who is running a part-time schedule in this 3 car for Nova Sport. So our first caution is out tonight, and pit road is now open, and this is interesting. So they are projected to have this be roughly a one-stop race. Now from here they can't make it to the end, but I think some of these guys pitting here, they're counting on a caution to try and flip back over when these guys have to pit. Here's everyone coming to pit road. It's a handful of guys. That's a lot of them actually. I'm counting about 14 people staying out. Couple guys going to get some positions here out of it as well. So here's everyone that's going to stay out. The 64 of Marchese, the 9 of Nick Breeding, the 62 of Griffin, Lepo McDermott, 24 Ryan Reed, Cody Goforth, RJ Bishop, Eric Rodriguez, Dunn LaPrade, Daniel Bouchard, Major Robinson, Jeff James, Adam Verlanes, Dane Stinson, and Doug Alacro. So roughly about the top 14 on track have all elected to stay out for the time being. Here we go for the restart. Anthony Marchese is your leader here at Talladega after our first caution of the night following Allison Rain's wild ride off of turn number 2. Griffin Level McDermott from 3rd. He got a really good restart there. He is right next to the 9 of Nick Breeding. And trying to get a run here, but unfortunately, oh, nope, he's going to get some help. It looked like Ryan Reed was going to back out and go to the 62 as Reed tries to come down, block the 92 of Cody Goforth, who makes a move. Now we're 4 wide for 2nd. Cody Goforth, there's no organized draft at the top, so he's trying to take advantage here and come up to the top. There's Lepo, and Breeding made contact off of 4. Whoa, that was close. Griffin is trying to slot in somewhere because I don't think he wants to be in this 4-wide situation. They've cleaned it up there, but that has allowed Ryan Reed to get to the middle bottom, and if he can clear the 62, he'll have a shot at the lead, and he does clear. He needs to come up and take it, though. Reed takes the spot. He'll come up and take the lead on the middle bottom here. Whew, that was a scramble. Everyone's trying to get some positions here because with the lanes locked as they can be sometimes, it is very difficult to make passes. So that was very smart of Reed to go for that. And how about this in the bottom lane? The Single Z racing cars have formed a line here. The 62, the 92, and the 72 are all 1, 2, 3 together on the bottom, pushing the 24 of Reed. If that was planned by Single Z Racing, that was really good. Really smart driving by those 3. And Ryan Reed He is now trying to clear Marchese for the lead. There's Luis Hernandez in the bottom. He's trying to replicate what he did at the start of the race and use that bottom lane to get to the lead as Ryan Reed comes up to move up in front of the 64 of Marchese to take control of the outside line, and that's going to give Single Z Racing a full advantage on the bottom here. So Go Forth is now trying to shove the 62 forward, and Single Z Racing, that was a really good bit of teamwork there, as they have now gotten control of that middle bottom, and they've got some help too, because the A2 Bouchard is now with them, so it's a Honda Fiesta right there in the middle bottom. It's going to be hard to describe these lanes. It's just, there isn't much of a conventional bottom here, so it's hard to say what is a bottom or not besides myself. But Hernandez, though, look at the strength of that 00. The 77 of Lujo is pushing the heck out of him, trying to help him get the lead. Can't imagine that Honda lane in the middle is too thrilled about that, but Lujo, who is making some part-time starts here in the Hardee Series, had a decent run going in Nazareth before his engine blew. Or, well, not engine blew. He had a mechanical problem. But still, he is shoving the heck out of Hernandez, though, right now. And Hernandez, I think he might clear. And he does. That was a good shove from Lujo, and that 00 was strong. My goodness, he just used the entire bottom of a handful of cars and manages to take the lead. And now, check this out as well. We got the Red Bulls now together. Poteet and Bouchard have now occupied the bottom. So a lot of teamwork going on right now, actually. As you have the Single Z Racing in the middle, you have the Red Bulls on the bottom. The outside line is the one that's a bit of a mess. Kyle Collins, he has failed to meet the minimum speed threshold, as he is currently running 7 seconds slower than the lead pack, running at 160 miles per hour, and yeah, that's not going to fly. Now, in fairness to Collins, he probably was just making sure he had the positions he could get, but he's going to be done for the night. Shade Eves, I think he must have had a really bad restart, because he has lost the pack in the 27 car, running 15 seconds behind the leaders. Now, he is running 180 miles per hour, so he is meeting the minimum threshold. The problem is that he just didn't get any draft at the start. So, unfortunately, he's going to need some help to get back in this. Tim Fiegel, he's got some front-end damage, which we believe was perhaps part of the wreck that happened earlier. Although with the hood up, it's hard to say. But right now, he's trying to hang on to this other pack that has lost the field. Richard Johnson, DeLillo, Michaels. Now, granted, and Lassard. Now, granted, there may be a reason why they may be off the pack. Same for Lockrow. And it's because there is a massive war going on at the front at the moment. So if those guys are basically trying to play safe to and not get involved in the wreck, I would say that the plan is not a bad one at this point. The Red Bulls have taken control of the bottom and middle, as a proper bottom lane has been formed, so we'll call it the bottom for now. And Hernandez now occupies the top, so a very interesting lead pack here, trying to keep control of this race. There is the 90 of Chase Marks. He's trying to start a fourth lane with Noah Hart. And is that going to work? You can see Grattan, I think he may be thinking about it. And we saw a good example of teamwork when we saw the Single Z Racing cars running that middle well together. Well, the Joseph Wrigley Racing cars are also together. Stinson and Grattan are pushing each other on the bottom, and they've got help from a fellow Dodge man in Tyler Commons. So, a lot of teamwork going on right now here at this pack, all trying to stick together and hold this track position. Corey Williams He is hanging at the far back end of the pack, over in roughly about 26th. He is your points leader, and he knows that this is a race where if something goes wrong, it could hurt his points lead. And you can see they are taking the cautious approach, as is Jeff James in the 4. Hey, we have not seen either of those two really up at the front tonight. Their teammate Hernandez holds firm at the top, but they're not really giving him much support. Hernandez is basically doing everything by himself. He's got no help from his teammates. Kyle Collins is out of the race, so I don't think all the cars are on the same agenda here. Here they are 4 wide, and just look at how close these guys are running with each other as Ryan Butcher and Verlainez hit each other off of turn 4. Yeah, that's not going to fly. And RJ Bishop, I think he's thinking, hey, don't want to be in that, thank you. He's going to go down to Butcher. Can't exactly blame him, but it is really touchy right now. I can't exactly blame those guys at the back for trying to stay out of trouble here. Now here's what's happening is we're going to come up on pit stops here for the guys that did not pit. So this giant pack will be broken up, but will they be able to get to pit road safely? That is the deal, because some of these guys are on the middle and top that pitted, so they're going to have a tougher time getting to pit road. Right now, this 3 wide's been pretty consistent for the past couple of laps, though. Hernandez, Potier, and Bouchard have just controlled each lane. And Hernandez and Potier have basically been swapping the lead back and forth. Bouchard's kind of the one, I think what's happening with Bouchard is that he's holding that bottom really well. He has the advantage here in the corners where he can have the shorter line, so he's able to pull in front. But the problem is that the outside and middle gets way better runs. So you can see here as Graham goes down to the bottom lane. He's going to leave Bouchard hanging. Here comes Lapham McDermott to try and fit the hole in. Ooh, Graham's trying something very aggressive. He's trying to take the lead by himself. He's got no help whatsoever. Until now, Lapham McDermott tries to come down, but Graham fakes back to the top middle top, bottom middle, whichever. And that's now put Griffin Lapham McDermott on the bottom outside. That's what it basically is at this point. It's basically a reverse track. And that's going to cost Griffin some positions here. Oh boy, yeah, I'm sure GLM's not going to be very thrilled about that one, as that's going to knock him back a bit there. Stinson now, there is a lot of shuffling going on right now. I do not like this at all. Cody Goforth is trying to force his way between himself and Graham, trying to get behind Bouchard. This racing is incredible, but it is just a disaster waiting to happen right now. Oh, we got problem. Diego Lucio has lost the engine in the 77. Right in front of the pack, but he got out of it just barely safely. Diego Lucio, who was 7th at the line, has blown up in the Spartan car. And that's the second race in a row something's gone wrong for Lucio. That is a shame. He was looking really strong tonight. He pushed Hernandez to the lead and was hanging in there. And the engine's gone. He's holding about 100 miles per hour, so he's going to get to pit lane. And you got to give the field credit. They didn't wreck. Now, it's spread the field out, but that's better than what the alternative could have been. So fair play to everyone who helped him get out of the way to prevent a wreck. So a big thumbs up from me. Well, that incident with Lucio basically helped Red Bull Racing now occupy the front 2 rows again. And now Hernandez has lost his lead at the front of the line. We're expecting pit stops at any moment. So this is going to be very interesting here. Is Nick Breeding, the pole sitter. He's back up here at the front. He's now trying to retake the lead there as, ooh, Stinson and Hart got together. Stuart Grattan in the 16. He's been really aggressive tonight. He has been all over the place, making moves. And now he's got an opportunity here leading this front pack. And he's got to help some strong cars. Marchese's there, Breeding's there. If Breeding can get back up there. But Breeding is pretty devoted to try and get that very bottom lane working here. And looks like he's going to come up and fit back in with Grattan. So most of the field has gone back together after the engine blow up from Diego Luggio. A couple guys did lose the pack, we believe it is. Ooh, Tim Fiegel to pit lane. Oh, he's being penalized, actually. He actually lost the draft. He's being black flagged for failing to meet the minimum speed. So Tim Fiegel, he is out. He is going to be parked for the night. And that's unfortunate for Fiegel, coming off a top 10 at Nashville a few weeks ago. So here's who lost the pack. Justin Henley lost the pack. Jeff James, second in points, has lost the pack. And right now James Ellison, he's at the tail end, just trying to keep with them. And now the pack has been lowered to about 28 cars. And look at this, Stuart Grattan has now taken the lead here at the front. He comes up in front of Poteet. So Grattan's aggressiveness pays off here. And, ooh, pit stops have begun. Here we go. Nick Breeding to pit lane with Griffin Lapo McDermott. And that checked the field up. And now the field's going to get split again, as Breeding and Griffin, those are the only two to come to pit road. That's a little bit less than I was expecting. Here's Shade Eves at the 27. He's about to get put a lap down. And that's going to hurt the top lane there. But Eves, I don't think anything's wrong with this car. It's just he lost the draft, so he was by himself. And here comes another group of cars to pit road. Bouchard and a handful of others who stayed out under the first caution. They will continue on. And that will keep the lead to Stuart Grattan. And he's actually pulling away here for a brief moment, as these pit stops have broken the field up of those who have not pitted yet for the second time. Let's see, they're coming past the 6-2 Griffin. They're going to put him a lap down there. And here's Nick Breeding in the 9. He's probably going to get put a lap down as well here. He's got no draft. He's still trying to get up to speed. Restrictor plates make it very difficult to get up to speed very quickly here. As Breeding, oh, he comes up in front of Eves. He tries to, oh boy, oh, that's dangerous. And Breeding comes up in front of the 27 and forces him out of the way. That was a bit unnecessary, but I think I know why he did that, because look at the lucky dog situation here. Nick Breeding is now lapped down, and by getting in front of Eves, I see, yeah, I think that's the reason. I think Breeding was thinking, oh no, if the caution comes out now, I'm not going to be the lucky dog, so he forced Eves out of the lane. He is very lucky. That wasn't too terrible here, as Hernandez now retakes the lead in the double zeros car as the pit stops continue on. They're now catching Rodriguez. Oh, we got trouble! There's a wreck in turn 4! Cody Goforth and Kev Shearer are around! Caution's out! Whoa, whoa, Goforth! Shoo! Yikes, that could have been really bad. But caution has come out for a wreck off of turn 4, involving Sheer and Goforth and Ryan Reed in the 24 as well. He's got a heavy front end damage. And oh, we got a problem! They took the caution, and no, Hart's upside down! Hart was second at the line, but he's up and over, and he's gonna get towed. Daniel Bouchard with heavy damage. I think we must have had a wreck in turn 1, because now we've got a couple cars. Oh, Luis Hernandez with extremely heavy damage. What on earth happened? We were looking at the remnants of the wreck off of turn 4, and now another wreck formed as well. We got a lot to look at here, and the entire complexion of this race just changed, and Chase Marks in the 90 is your leader. Let's see what happens here. Cody Goforth, Ryan Reed wrecked, as did Kev Shear, but what happened? Ooh, Reed tried to clear himself in front of the 92 of Goforth, and Gatlin Downey with nowhere to go slams into them. And Kev Shear, he goes around. The 81 of Major Robinson got involved. Ryan Reed, he just got way too aggressive there. There was no need to try and clear himself like that, but man. So here's what happens. The caution has come out right as they were entering the trial vault. That wreck was behind this lead pack, and they raced back to the caution flag. And Hard and Bouchard, they just get together, and Hard goes upside down, the 18, and Hernandez with nowhere to go gets slammed into him, and Hard on his roof slides down the track and tumbles over. My goodness. So here we go again. The caution's out here. Hard and Bouchard just get together. Just very unfortunate there. And Hernandez nowhere to go. Just gets hit in the right side. Gets drilled at the front. And Hart in the 18. He goes up and over. Caution's out again after a wild 2 wrecks, one in turn 4, one in turn 1. And now pit stops here. Here's a bunch of guys who stayed out, so they're coming to pit road. Except for Brandon Beal. Wait, Brandon Beal, he didn't pit on that last caution. So Beal hasn't pitted. Why is he staying out? Dane Stinson, by the way, is the lucky dog, in case you were wondering. He was lapped at the line, so Breeding, despite his aggressive mood on Eves, he doesn't get the lucky dog. But I am confused by Beal, by not choosing to pit. I don't get this at all. Huh. Kukulon comes to pit road. So he didn't pit in that first caution, so this makes sense. He's stopping. But I'm still confused by why Beal, and also I believe Lane Sanders, I don't think Shade Eves as well. Those guys haven't pitted. So Stinson's expected to be waved around here at any second, by the way. But this is a very confusing situation. I'm not quite sure what some of these teams are thinking here. Here's Stinson. He's going to go around to get his lucky dog. So he'll be the first lucky dog recipient of the night. He pitted, so he'll wave around to the back of the field. But now the question remains of what about Brandon Beal, because he has to pit. As does the 27 and the 97 as well, we believe. So what exactly is the game plan here? I believe Poti may have to pit as well. We're coming to take one to green, and Beal is now coming to pit lane, as is a handful of others. So I'm confused by this strategy choice here, because you pit now, you know, you're going to get you're staying on the lead lap, but now you're going to be behind everyone else who pitted under this caution. So what's the game plan here? And by the way, that's going to put the 9 of Breeding back on the lead lap here, so he's supposed, by the rules, I think he's supposed to get waved around, because the leader is now Dylan Poti. Well, we're 1 to green, so if they're going to wave Breeding around, they need to do it now. He's not going to have much time to get around to the back if they don't let him go. I think the 9 team are currently arguing that they need to be let go because it's 1 to green. They need to move. Stenson's lucky dog, so this isn't a lucky dog. This is a wave round, and oh, there they go. They're waving him by. The officials are going to let the 9 go around, but he doesn't have much time. He's going to have to haul it if he's going to want to catch the back of the field. So Breeding, he does get a wave around, which he sorely needed. So I guess he didn't really need that lucky dog at the end of the day. But now I got an interesting situation here, because if I'm right, I don't think some of these guys have pitted. So what's going to happen here? Well, we're going green after one of the most confusing caution sequences I've ever seen in my life. But here we are with coming to 15 laps to go. Dylan Poti is your leader. And a couple of these guys have not pit still. And they still need to make one more stop. Shade Eves currently as it stands is the lucky dog. He restarts second on the order. But I really wonder how much these guys have fuel. I mean, we've had some cautions, so I imagine they have saved some fuel. But at the same time, I'm not sure if it's enough to go that far. As the 27 of Eves, he's slow. He's slow. He's gonna. Is he out of gas? Shade Eves is slow. He's out of gas, and he needs to get to the bottom, but Butcher doesn't let him go down there. Whoa, whoa, Mac Johnson. He's coming to pit lane, and a couple of others who didn't pit. But Eves, with no fuel, he's stuck at the top. He couldn't get to the pit lane. Oh, a massive scramble has occurred, as now Eves, he's trying to get out of the way. He's out of gas there, and he's trying to find a place to go, as Mark spins him around. Shade Eves is around down below the apron here, and please don't wash up the track. He's stranded. He's out of gas. The 27's out of gas, and that's going to bring the caution out, I think. It does. The caution's out for Shade Eves. He is stranded on the apron. And a couple of guys in pit lane. Brandon Beal's in pit lane again. Butcher, Mac Johnson, Richard Johnson, and Dylan Poti all were in pit lane. They're racing back to the caution flag here with less than 15 to go. Eric Rodriguez is your leader, but look who's about to take it with a massive run. Marchese's going to push the 14 of Corey Williams to the lead. Where the heck did he come from? Corey Williams has assumed the lead here at Talladega. He was in the back all night long and is now taking the lead with 13 to go with help from Anthony Marchese. So here's what happens as there's the guys who come to pit road who just didn't pit for some reason. Mac Johnson, he was about to take the lead, and Poti had the lead, and here's where Eves ran out of gas. And Eves, he's trying to get to the bottom, but there's just no place to go, and you know, it's hard to fault anybody here, but as Mark, so he just turns right into Eves and spins him. I think, to play devil's advocate, I think Marks thought Eves was coming down, and he went to move up to not hit him and spun him anyways, but that could have been very bad. Luckily, he has no fuel, so he couldn't really, I guess, wash up the track anywhere. And by the way, check out what this does. Eves, in that pit sequence, for some reason, has just helped a bunch of guys here. Check this out. Zachary DeLello was a lap down, as was Adam Verlainez, as was Dun the Prad, as was Griffin Lapo McDermott. So those guys just got a free lap. Thanks to that sequence. I have never seen anything quite like that before here in the Hardee series. And Justin Henley here. Oh yeah, we're showing Henley here. I think he must have run out of he run out of gas as well. I think he did. I think he missed pit lane like Eves did. The 45 team has confirmed Henley is out of gas, as we are under caution here at Talladega after a very messy sequence of events. And Henley, is he going to get to pit lane? He needs to hurry because he could lose a lap. He does get to pit lane. Can he get to a stall though? Eves was not lucky. He got spun. Well, at least spun around, so Henley, he's out of gas. If he can make it to his stall, this will keep him in the race, I think, but they gotta hurry. He does. He gets to his stall. Henley gets to his stall, but can he beat the leaders out? Corey Williams is your leader here, as we're having a bit of an issue with the scoring. And Henley, yep, gas and go. They don't even bother putting the tires on him. They need to make sure he gets back on the lead lap, or stays on it, I should say. And I think he's gonna do it. He does. Nice job from the 45 team. They are not out of this yet. They will get back in this race. And Henley will stay on the lead lap. RJ Bishop is your lucky dog here. We are 1 to green. About to go green this time, and RJ Bishop is going to have to hustle it here. RJ Bishop was not able to get his lap back through the means that DeLello and Verlainez were able to, and Lapo McDermott. So Bishop is going to run around and catch the back of the field here, but here we go. We're 10 laps to go, 9 to go at the line. Corey Williams took advantage of that chaotic lap of the cars coming to pit lane. The checkup from Shade Eves when he ran out of gas. And Corey Williams, the points leader, he's had the strategy of staying in the back all night long, and now with 9 to go, the points leader, who's most likely saw this as perhaps the most dangerous race on the schedule for his points lead, he is now your leader, and the question is, can he hang on for this final 9-lap run to the finish here? Jeff James' teammate back there, he's a lap down. He's looking for a lucky dog, by the way. He's going to need some help to get back on the lead lap here, as green flag is back underway here at Talladega. Corey Williams, the points leader, is your race leader here. Williams leads through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Anthony Marchese. Marchese led laps at the start of tonight's race, and unfortunately got kind of shuffled to the back as the night went on. He came to pit road, worked his way back up towards the front here, and he's now searching for the lead, and he's got help from a bit of a surprise here. Jeff James in the 4 has come up to 64 to push him through. Corey Williams, he was not able to hook up with Jeff James, so he's going to have to work with Eric Rodriguez in the 63 car for the time being, and I can't imagine he's very thrilled with Jeff James pushing Marchese. But at the same time, you can't blame Jeff James for this. He's trying to get a lucky dog. He knows he needs to do whatever he can to get into the front, or at least if he can actually take the front of the lead so he doesn't need the lucky dog. But we've got a mixed mash of a pack here of cars that are racing for this win here. RJ Bishop, he was not able to catch the field quick enough. I can't imagine the 71 team's going to be thrilled with the officials for that one. There's DeLello, Verlanes. They're off the pace. Well, Verlanes is off the pace. He's got front end damage. I mean, Goforth, excuse me, I apologize. Similar colored cars. Goforth involved in that wreck, so he may be in danger of getting parked here. DeLello, Eves, he got towed. They put fuel in the car. He's back on track, but unfortunately for him, he is 3 laps down in the 27. There's Beal, Verlanes, Griffin, Ledwin, McDermott. They're all trying to get back in this fight here. Will be 6 laps to go at the line here, and the lines are deadlocked again. Corey Williams, Marchese, battling for the lead here, with help from some surprising sources here. Right now, it's Jeff James who's basically the sole person helping Marchese as Jeff James goes down to the bottom lane. Jeff James is now trying to take the spot. Maybe that could help his teammate there. There's no Marchese and Williams are in the wall. There's a wreck at the front of the field. The leaders have wrecked. Oh, big hit. Rodriguez got clobbered by Downey. A massive wreck at the front of the field. Chase Marks is involved. And the leaders, Corey Williams, Anthony Marchese, have ended up in the wall and they are heavily damaged. Unbelievable here. But who's going to take the lead at the line? James Ellison is going to assume the lead with 5 laps to go. Unbelievable. This race has just been one domino after another, just constantly falling. Jeff James, he crossed the line ahead of the 93. He's back on the lead lap. He's back in this race. If there's enough time, that is. Doug Locker, we assume, is going to be the lucky dog. But the question's going to be, will there be enough time for a restart here? Because this is very close here to the end. But what an incredible turn of events here. Marchese and Williams, they were side by side off at 2, and then we'll have to look at the replay, but Williams is heavily damaged on the left side. That 14 is wounded. Let's look at this again here. Jeff James makes it 3 wide. Marchese slides up into the 14 a little bit there, but does Jeff James hit him? And there's the wreck, and oh man, Chase Marks, he got hit, and Rodriguez, he gets a big slam from Gatlin Downey. And Marchese with heavy front end damage as well. His night might be over. Let's look at this again here. Marchese, ooh, no, Jeff James, he doesn't make contact at all. No, Marchese in the 14 Williams, they just made contact and wrecked off of 4. Off of 2. And look at, whoa, Kev Shear and Vargas, they went flying through that wreck. Oh my goodness, and they're going to get spots out of that, by the way. Here's Eric Rodriguez's portion of the wreck, and he just had nowhere to go. This was just really unfortunate for him. Hits the back of him, gets clipped by the 14 bounding off the wall, and then Gatlin Downey with nowhere to go drills the front of his car. That's a shame for Rodriguez. He had a really strong run tonight. And the shame for Chase Marks is too. He was the leader at one point. He led a lap. But unfortunately, he was collateral damage in that wreck. coming to the line here. And James Ellison, I've got bad news for you. We're going to get one final lap to decide this. It will be a 1-lap run to the finish. For James Ellison, the seas parted when the 64 and the 14 went into the wall. And now he finds himself in a position that he has never before found himself in, and that's leading at the end of a race. But he's going to have to hold on for one more lap here. He's going to need that Shea Bignacco Racing, that SkyTech Alliance to come through for him tonight. And check out this top 10. Stuart Gratton, who's been in the mix all night tonight. Lane Sanders, Kev Shear, and Christian Vargas. Vargas was 15th, by the way, on the lap the caution came out. He flew through the field. He got up to 5th. And now him and Shear find themselves in a position to possibly win this. And look at this. Joshua Michaels in the 75. He has not been a factor at all tonight. He is up to 6th. Little Falls Motorsports here has a massive opportunity here if they can get a good start with Joshua Michaels here. And look at this, Justin Henley, he was out of gas 10 laps ago. He had to come to pit road for an emergency fueling session. And now he is back in the mix in 7th. Cam Lessard, Mac Johnson, Richard Johnson. They have an opportunity as well here. And look at this top 10. If my count is correct, Kev Shear is the only driver in this top 10 with a Hardee's National Series victory. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for a lot of teams here, for a lot of hungry drivers. And for James Ellison, it has been a tough career here in the Hardee Series, but he just needs that Shea Bignacco Racing engine to get him through one final lap here. We are back under green. The white flag is out, as is the green flag. Through turns 3 and 4. Or 1 and 2, excuse me. Lane Sanders goes to the top immediately. He's looking to make a move here, but he doesn't get any help. Here comes Kev Shear in the bottom lane from 4th. Here comes Gratton trying to make a move on the 93. He gets to his quarter panel, but he doesn't have much help yet. Kev Shear on the bottom, trying by himself to make a move. Down the back straightaway, Gratton is looking for help from Lane Sanders. But James Ellison, the 93, look at the strength of that engine pulling away from the field. Through turns 3 and 4, Cam Lessard on the bottom trying to make a pass for 2nd place, but off of turn number 4. James Ellison in the 93 for Shea Bignacco Racing. Through the travel for the final time to take the checkered flag. His suffering is over. Ellison wins at the line. He wins at Talladega for the first time. He is a Hardee's National Series winner here in FBRL. An unbelievable turn of events, and after all the bad luck, all the difficulties, finally something went right for James Ellison. And he scores Shea Bignacco Racing's 2nd victory here in the Hardee Series, and what a way to do it. Stuart Gratton finishes 2nd place after a strong run. I thought he had a chance at Ellison, but he just couldn't get the run going. Cameron Lessard comes across 3rd. That was a bold move by Lessard. He made that bottom work, and that got him a 3rd out of it. Kev Shear crosses the line 4th. Lane Sanders gets another strong run at Talladega with a 5th. And Joshua Michaels, Little Falls Motorsports, they hold on to that 6th place spot to earn the team's first top 10 and the best finish of this team's existence and the best of Joshua Michaels' career. What an excellent job by that group tonight. They held on and survived. Christian Vargas did not get a good restart. He falls to 7th. Richard Johnson recovers to 8th. Justin Henley, after running out of gas, finishes 9th. And Dane Stinson comes across to finish 11th.